Hello, all. I hope you're all doing well and everyone's having a productive week. We are continuing with our weekly portion review. And this week we are in the portion of Behaalotecha. In English, the translation would be when you step up. And this is referring to you stepping up to the menorah, to light the menorah, the candelabra in the temple. And this portion generally speaks about the menorah, that's of course the tabernacle, the consecration of the Levites. There's the second Passover story. We delve into a little the pillars of cloud and fire that led the Israelites, of course, in the desert as well. And there's a few other things the portion discussed. Specifically, let's focus today on the menorah itself. So, as many of you, of course, know, in the Roman Forum in ancient Rome, but of course it's still there today in the Arch of Titus, we could still see the golden menorah is appearing there. And this is the symbol of the fall of the Jewish people in the hands of the Romans. So, what does the menorah actually represent to us? Now, in an earlier portion of Truma, where the temple vessels are being detailed, there's not a preference towards the menorah. Rather, the ark itself, the Ark of the Covenant, has the preference of being the main vessel. However, in our portion, the focus is on the menorah, and that's why we open up with the conversation about the menorah, right? Behaalotecha, like we just said, when you step up to the menorah. And only later is it mentioned in Numbers 10:35, when the ark set out, Moses would say, right? But first we talk about the menorah. Now, the sages said that the menorah has something very special that the ark doesn't. And in the menorah, the western lamp, the stem itself, wouldn't extinguish. It was always lit. And from it, the high priest would use it to light the rest of the menorah. And this was to show that the divine presence is dwelling in Israel. This is an idea that we see inside the Talmud. Now, we could also see that the sages of Israel, in many places, had a desire to highlight the superiority of the people of Israel over the Torah in a certain sense, the whole people of Israel and who they represent. Now, the Ark of the Covenant, which of course contains the tablets in them, the broken tablets and the second pair of tablets, they symbolize the Torah. And the menorah and its eternal flame symbolizes the eternal people of Israel. So this is emphasizing that the Torah was given to Israel and not the other way around. Now, we could look at this that it's more than just a religious symbol. The menorah is really the national symbol of the people of Israel, and it expresses a frequent lighting and the participation of man in the sacred service. Right. So while the divine presence resides inside the Ark of the Covenant, and without any action from the priest, right, he just needs to go inside and pray. In the menorah, the priest he actually needs to act, right? He needs to light them, he needs to clean it up. So this is a joint effort. Now, during the Hasmonean period, of course, we know where the Israelites get political independence. So we could see that the menorah itself and how far its importance also grew. We have the miracle of the menorah, of course, on Hanukkah, and even some of the coins that were minted at the time had the menorah on them as well. Now, considering what we just discussed, it could be seen that the menorah is really, like we said, symbolizing the people of Israel, that it's made out of one piece. Like the menorah was made out of one piece, one entity, one soul. And we also say at the base of Mount Sinai, Ke'ish echad belev echad. Well, like one man with one heart. And only once from the stem, which is solid, which is unified, only later on does it detail into parts. Now, this is also interesting that there's a verse in Numbers 8:4 that says, "As the appearance that the Lord showed Moses, so he made the menorah." Now, Rashi, the commentator, quotes on this, "So he made it," and he then says, "The one who made it," meaning it's not possible for us to really point out who constructed it. Was it God or was it Moses? And this ambiguity is really it's here to stress the fact that an idea that we see in Kabbalistic teaching, that the Torah, Israel, and God are all one. And there's a sense where we are being called through the menorah and its symbolism to realize how we need to unify. Right? It's here to express that the divine providence over Israel's nation in total, and also the whole world, generally speaking. And we could see also in our time that there's great processes happening all over the world, specifically in Israel, and it would behoove us to be united both naturally and spiritually. And this is a message that, of course, is very apropos right now, uh, with a lot of political strife going on, and we really need to make sure we ground ourselves and realize the proper hierarchy of things and the proper orientation of things. Which is all a Shabbat Shalom.